To achieve this career, he must hunt the biggest snake. And everyone should see it. An eagle cannot become king by defeating another eagle, but killing the most dangerous, fattest snake and bringing it to the newly hatched eagles is the work of a real eagle. Small snakes are nothing. They can easily be killed by any snake, even by a baby eagle, just learning to fly. He flew very high. With sharp eyes, he looked for that snake that could be his prey. The bigger the snake, the better. But there is one downside. If he is not very quick and cunning, he himself will become a snake sucker. There have been many such incidents before. How many eagles became easy prey for the snake? But he should not be one of them. He must win only and only. In such a dream, the eagle floating in the air suddenly saw the snake it was looking for. It is about 3 meters long, and it was very thick. If he can catch this snake, he will be the king of kings. Only 2 eagles in history have achieved this feat, and they lived in the very distant past. The legend about those 2 eagles is still famous. Either stay in history or die. There is no other way for me, he thought, and flew twice over the crawling snake. Then he suddenly dived down. The height was more than 1,000 meters. The distance began to close very quickly. 900, 800, 500, 100 meters, 50 meters. The snake did not notice the eagle flying towards him from above. It continues to crawl, and the eagle's eyes burned like grass. The example of claws turned into iron. The distance is 10 meters. 5, 4, 2, 1. He seemed to hear some noise above the snake. And just as he was about to turn his head in that direction, he was hit on the head like a hammer. He laughed. He whistled. And when he was about to bite the thing that was struck with a suddenness, the eagle swooped down from his beak, and as it swooped down, he cut off a piece of his flesh. Only then did the snake feel that it had been attacked. He also opened his mouth wide to attack the attacker himself, and dropped. But the eagle moved aside. Nevertheless, the snake managed to tear off a part of his feather and inject its poison into his hair. At the same time, the eagle gouged out one of his eyes. The snake desperately tried to escape. He can easily crawl, because he can easily lift the bird standing on his big body. The eagle understood that he was coming as a winner. Joy appeared in his body. The intensity increased, and put dust in the second eye of the snake. However, the attack failed. The snake pulled its head to the other side. The eagle, enraged even more, pecked at him again and again. The snake looks like it's a mess, and it doesn't look to survive without a full-on attack. He hit the eagle on the head with his tail. The bird faltered and almost fell on the snake. The snake now began to try to wrap around him. At one point, the situation changed. If a snake bites a stunned bird, instantly, the eagle loses its charm. After that, the snake swallows him wholeheartedly. He does the rest after he gets into his stomach. Eagle caught himself, and when the snake was ready to bite itself, it also gouged out his other eye. Then he sucked his claws into the snake's skin and flew to the sky. The snake, unable to see anything, beat itself everywhere and looked for its opponent. The eagle took a deep breath, and when he dived down, he plunged his claws into the eyes of the snake, which was confused and could not find a place to put itself, and continued to bite its head. Every time he squatted, he would tear off a piece of flesh. The snake was trying to wrap its tail around its opponent, but he couldn't. His head was spinning. The energy began to drain from the snake's body. The eagle let him go, and flew again and landed on a tree branch. The snake continued to suffer as it hit the ground, bent its tail, and licked it. The eagle waited for him to die. However, the snake's life was prolonged. Then the eagle came back and put dust on his head and started flying away. The snake was heavy. It was difficult to fly it, but he persevered. Raised, he was able to lift. There were many eagles around. They were all looking for food. They all saw the hero,